Hello, my name is Nicholas Hamblin. Today I want to talk about MEDUSSA. MEDUSSA is a device that was used and deployed with the Marines during Desert Storm. It was used to irradiate the battlefield to assault the senses and vary behavioral patterns of the enemy combatants. As we saw through the footage, overwhelmingly displayed over our media networks here in the United States, it had a very strong impact. I remember the videos. They laid down their arms and there weren't enough zip ties to handcuff everybody. That's all and well and good. That's war. That's what these devices are for. I'm not going to get into the debate of the efficacy of electromagnetic and electronic warfare on the battleground, on the battlefront. I believe it is personally a good tool. However, we have rules as a civilized society that weapons of war will not be used against unarmed civilians who are incapable of protecting themselves. These technologies have been used against the unwitting population. Its base is MEDUSSA, Mob Excess Silent Sound Device. I'm messing up the acronym. But it is a device which messes with your body's ability to regulate. It can make you off balance. It can give you headaches, make you hear things. It can make the people on the other end, or even just a recording, make you hear the voices in your head. So there's two factions of this. There's two sides of this. One is the legitimate use for monitoring of truly despicable people. People that need to be monitored so they don't harm anybody. But the watch list was recently declared unconstitutional, mostly due to the fact that everybody's case that was reviewed, that was on this list, was innocent. Exculpatory information was withheld. People lied. Most of it is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, when this stuff hits the news and you guys see the actual print on the paper and the perp walks and the mass arrests, you'll start to understand how horrible this is and what's been going on. It's probably going to take you many years to catch ahead of what has been happened. Like, it's taken me the better part of decades to truly get my head around and understand what's occurring. Dude, I gotta tell you, it's really hard. This system hits you from multiple sides. There's the mobbing on the street level, where these people start spreading lies. They corrupt other people, your friends, people that you should have been able to trust, but with sufficient gaslighting and lying and spreading of rumor, misconstruing truth and half-truths and all this stuff, it's doesn't take that much energy and effort by a slightly motivated group to slander somebody. For example, I've been looking around and I've been able to hear some of the things that have been said about me and some of the things that are going on. I'll use my own case as an example. Years ago, I got a DUI. I was pulled over. The officer was fishing. He told me I had weed in my car. The sandwich bag was salad and bitlets from lunch. I don't know where the heck he got this, but these officers human trafficked me, stole my car, and because I had a CDL, gave me a refusal to blow form. They trampled all my rights. They ran me out of town so that I couldn't even defend myself in court. And they fucking tried to beat me up and was making all kinds of little things like, yeah, we're going to just throw you in jail. We're just going to keep, really making my life miserable. I wasn't able to stay there for 2 days. I'm not going to stick around for that. But suffice it to say, they stole everything from me. When they arrested me, they tortured me. They interrogated me. They slapped me down in front of the breathalyzer and refused to let me prove my innocence. I hadn't been drinking at all. I was driving through town, Newport, Oregon, headed south, trying to get my way out of town. That night I was headed over to a nice little cove to park and sleep and, get some rest with a beautiful view in the morning. They pulled me over, told me I was drinking, even though I insisted. I can remember how he pulled me over. I didn't even see him. He had all of his lights off and, came up right behind me and popped all the sirens and everything on. I about shit myself. I'm like, wow, what the? So I kind of swerve around and I, pull over to the side of the road, and the officer gets up to me and says, "Oh, you've been drinking? You're swerving all over the place." I'm like, "No, sir, I've not been drinking. And the reason I was swerving is because you scared the shit out of me when you turned your headlights on 2 feet off of my bumper." Anyway, I showed him my license and registration. He saw I was a truck driver. Immediately accused me of drinking. Step out of the vehicle, all of the, drunken antics. Hands me a pink form, refusal to blow. Arrests me, takes me down to the station, interrogates me. I don't remember all of it, but they rough me up. They grab my handcuffs. And they're throw me on the ground, and and they just start yelling at me, like barking all kinds of ridiculous orders, like dude. So they all squat on top of me and they pick me up and they bang as they're going into the hell, they're into the cell, they're holding me, and they get in, they bang on the door, and they take my head and they go, "Ring the bell." Dong, my head hits the toilet right here. What the fuck are they thinking? What the hell is going on? That is an example of human trafficking. They knew that they could just say I was drunk and no need for any court or trial, So back to the mobbing. Years later, somebody asks me why I can't drive, and I'm not really thinking much about it. And I got a DUI a couple years ago. Don't want to talk about it. I was sober and they fucked me over. Oh, okay, sure. And I start hearing gasps from, the other side of the room, and I'm wondering whatever. It wasn't until a year later that I was Googling myself that I realized what those gasps were for, and later had it confirmed by somebody else that that's what they thought was going on. If you look up on Google Nicholas Hamblin, you'll find that years ago in another state, another Nicholas Hamblin, not me, different age, different everything, killed somebody in a DUI accident, and they started spreading rumor that I killed somebody in a DUI accident. And the fact that I admit to having a DUI is proof positive. He's a fucking murderer. So to continue on that, there's another Nicholas Hamblin, served in the army, decorated soldier. He died in Iraq. This man was a saint, a true patriot. I didn't know him, but I keep an eye on the other Nicholas Hamblins. I was sad to see him go. A little while after that, people start accusing me of stolen valor, like I've stolen somebody's identity, like I'm some sort of fake, and I'm like, oh God, they think it's me. So you can see how these stupid assholes will take anything and misconstrue it.